This is Encrypted Black here, and so I just want to touch on another topic, somewhat of a different, but it could be perceived as is. But let's talk about something that I know is a disease. It is a killer. The only cure is you. You just have to remind yourself that the only cure is you. You are the only person that is holding you back. No one is holding you back. No one is preventing you from being successful. Well, yes, there is someone, and that's you, right? So, what I want to talk about now is gambling. What is gambling? Problem gambling. How do you overcome? How do you cure? Now, let us say you have a sickness. You would go to the doctor or a physician, and the physician would diagnose, right? Because for them to give you a treatment, they would have to know what is the illness, what is the sickness, and also they are going to go through and say, okay, then what is the cause? So without knowing what sickness you have, what illness you have, and what caused it, then even the most qualified or well-renowned physician or doctor could not treat that sickness or illness because they don't know what is happening in the body. Now, gambling. Let us do a quick Google search and see what is gambling, right? And this is a disease that is affecting a lot of people, no matter how old, how young, how wealthy you are. And just in this split of a second, something can happen and you can just fall into this trap. Gambling is a trap. It is a trap. Okay? So, Google define gambling as play games of chance for money bet. Right? Take a risky action in hopes of a desired result. Okay? So, now that we have somewhat of a definition of what is gambling. Now, gambling addiction is not something that you should be soft, be easy with. No, because this thing will tear your life apart. It's like that rat in a car. It starts small and then it ends up making a bigger and bigger and bigger impact on your car, right? Just a small problem can turn out to be a huge problem. And like person like, okay, cool, I don't gamble that much, and that is what all you need to do is just start, and there you go, and it will take your life away. Now, I've seen persons who were depressed, anxious, and frankly broke, homeless because of gambling. Right? Now, the problem with it is that you don't know when to stop. You don't know when you should walk away. Because whenever you gamble, there's a feel-good chemical called dopamine that get released in your brain, right? That feel-good chemical called dopamine get released in your brain, and you feel a hit whenever you win, right? That's the high. But whenever you lose, that goes down, and then you're back to chasing your loss because you want to feel good again. Now, one would argue, why would people decide to chase your loss? Because that feel good chemical, it's like you're not in control. It's like you're not in control of your brain, your body, your whatsoever. You are just not in control. That is how that dopamine works. It lets you feel extremely good. And once you fall off that cliff where you're lost, you'll do anything just to go back again. Now, one would argue that, okay, cool, I've gambled and I haven't been there because I haven't have any money. Yes, you can do that because you may have a different mindset and where self-discipline is concerned, but there are other persons who keep going back, keep going back. It's like this cycle, and it will destroy you. Now, like if you stand in the rain for extended period of time, you know what's gonna happen? Did you know that back then, not sure if the Chinese do it now, how they would torture you, right? They would hang a bag of water over your head and let it drip on your head like hundreds of thousands, and that would make you crazy. Just that simple little spill of water just dripping on your head, dripping on your head for hundreds of thousands of times. That's how it got a lot of person insane, just like that. The Chinese, they never had to beat you nor anything. Just that strategy there, and that is what gambling is doing to your brain. That is what it is doing to your life. Now, whenever you gamble and you lose, you feel detached, you feel stress. Every single thing that is bad, like you can't think, you cannot recreate your whole life. Like, you're detached from situation, from your families, from your friends, your work, relationship. And this is what causes a lot of persons to just go down the wrong road until until you start to think about suicide. Suicidal thoughts can definitely come from gambling, right? And there are various type, there are risk type of gambling. There are also chance type of gambling. So chance, would have been the roulette, and so forth. Well, they are categorized similarly into risk, reward, and chance, right? But no matter how you think that, okay, you're the best player and so forth, the house is always going to win. Because, listen, you do not know how the dynamics of the game is because, basically, you just see the roulette wheel spinning. You don't know if it is being controlled or manipulated, right? Because why these persons don't go in bankrupt? Why they have never been bankrupt before? Why? So the game is set in their favor. Now, this can be very difficult to digest because persons like, oh no, it's not like that. What hurt us is what we don't know, right? If you know the rain is gonna fall, then you may not go in it. But if you didn't know and you're down the street walking, then the rain would wet you because you don't know, right? So what you don't know is what hurt you, and this is what people have to do. You have to know things. You have to know things, right? Now, sure, you may have been influenced, by persons. You see them on here, you see them there, they have won, and you say, okay, you're going to try it. All they need to do is just try it with $5. Okay, you lost, try it with 10, and before you know, you're up 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and that is it. They got you hooked. Because, as I said before, your brain releases a feel-good chemical named dopamine that lets you do anything. Why do you think the drug addict, the crack cocaine addict, they keep on doing? They'll do all manner of things just to feel that high. And now, listen, if you have come across this video through a search or anything, you are at the right place. You are at the right place. You can just comment below. You can just comment below, and we'll take it from there because I would like to help as much persons as possible. Now, as I've said previously in this video, that the only one is stopping you from being successful is you. You are the only one stopping you. Now, in order to cure something, you have to replace it. Okay, what if I had a addiction to drink? I have to replace that addiction with something else, right? Because that addiction will not go away just like that. And they said that, it takes 31 days to break a habit, right? Well, let me clear this. You could be free of gambling for 1 year, 2 year, and then all of a sudden, just one single moment got you back into that cycle, right? Just as they say, it's never too late for a shower of rain. Now, I want you to understand, and those of you who haven't started gambling, no persons who gamble, but you haven't started, do not start. Do not start. It feels good. Telling you, it feels good from personal experience. It feels really, really good. But when you look at the devastating impact, your families, your friends, your financial, your in debt, all of those things, they just come crashing down on you. And you know what always happens? You alone leaving that spot. Then you start become anxious, anxiety. Then you start to drift away from people now. You just want to be alone, self-isolation, right? Those are the cause of gambling. Gambling. Because like you never knew it would really lead you to this. But all that it takes is just one bet to get you into this cycle. And you can change. You can change. But guess what now? As I've outlined, we have to know what it is, the cause, the effect, then we move on to the cure. As I've briefly stated that if you want to replace something, any behavior that you want to break, you just need to do it for 30 days, right? However, you need to replace it with something. Have to replace that behavior with something. So let's, for instance, say whenever you feel the urge to gamble, you will go and read a book, right? And I know, like you're saying, oh, that doesn't sound hard. Well, guess what? The hard things are not easy to do. No, they are very simple. Yes, like saying, encrypted log, what are you talking about? You're contradicting yourself. No, the hard things are simple to do, but yet we don't do them. They are very simple. They are not easy. They are simple. The hard things are simple to do. But guess what? We don't do them because there's this conditioning in our mind that prevent us from acting, because there's this blockage until we shift our paradigm. And the paradigm is just basically your behavior towards a particular thing, your belief. Until you shift that paradigm, then you're going to fall back into the same trap. You have to shift your paradigm. Your paradigm is really what is holding you back. And as I've said, there are many underlying causes here, and I'm touching on quite a few of them, right? Now, the most difficult things in life, they're not easy. They're simple. They're simple. They're very simple to do. They're simple to do. Now, what would it take you to disassociate or relinquish the urge to gamble? Do you think it needs 1,000 armament to prevent you from doing that? No, it is so simple that if you shift that paradigm in your brain, you know what? Not gonna do it. I'm done. That's all that it takes. But, however, you can be influenced back to where you are coming from. Now, how do you prevent yourself from going back where you come from, because you have lost you have lost your life saving whatsoever, and you just have this faith that, okay, you think that you're gonna win. Okay, so what about the other person who you came across? Did they win back their money? No, you are not going to win. And the only way forward is forward. If you look back, if you look back, you will be held back. But if you look straight ahead, you will move on. Right? This is a disease, and I'm going to do quite a few videos here. Quite a few videos as how to cure this disease. It is a disease and it will kill you. It will kill you. Now, chat back a bit. I said that you have to replace it with something. But first of all, you have to understand. You're in the pit. You're in this hole. Stop digging. You think you can dig yourself out of a hole? Well, the last person I see was doing that. Well, he's basically still in the hole. Because all you'll be doing is just getting deeper and deeper, reaching nowhere. Guys, you have to stop this. You have to stop it. And only you, no matter what advice I give you, no matter what encouragement, if you want to change, you can change. So let's look at this now. What if you're unemployed, right? What if you're unemployed and you decided that you wanted a job, but maybe you don't have the confidence, right? And you're just like, I'm not gonna go and look at job nor anything, because so I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna get any. There's no jobs available. There's COVID. There's this and there's that. You have created your world that full of doubt. There, right? So you just basically built a fence around yourself there, and that is what keeps people going back to gambling, and that is what keeps them gambling over and over again, because you have conditioned your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing that you'll ever have. Why do you think person can stay where they are and be thinking about 1,000 different things, or even being in another country through their mind? Your mind is very, very powerful, and until you decide to change, you will never change. You have to create a positive, a uplifting garden. Let's call it a garden. Now, if you had a garden, do you think that the thorns are gonna just remove by themselves? You think the thorns aren't going to try and stifle your plants? Yes, they're gonna try and do that. So if you don't go through and remove the thorns, you have to refine yourself. You have to go through and remove this habit, remove that habit. You have to go through and do it. Else, perfect example. I have a piece of land down there, for I think about 2 or 3 years. I haven't planted anything on it. And you know what has happened to that land now? It is full of all these thorns. It's all sort of things. Trees grow there, and I never planted any trees there. All sort of bush and all sort of things grow there. I never planted it. You know why? Because I haven't maintained it. And if you don't maintain your mind, you're going to slip back into this gambling trick. Gambling is a lie. It is a trick. Now, how do you replace a bad behavior with a good behavior? Okay, tell you what. who want you live? Do you live with your parents? Your family. Who do you live with? Do you live alone? Right? Tell you what you do. Start right in your room. Start in your room. Start dusting off your dresser, dusting off the computer, rearrange your room. Yes, right? Clean your floor, wipe down your glass. Find a purpose. Find a purpose. That is how you get rid of gambling, right? So, gonna talk for like 5 minutes more. I don't want to let this be too long, right? Now, you have to find physical activities to do. Go work out, go jog, go run, right? And as I said, you can still be suckered into this whole gambling addiction again. Because nothing is permanent in life, right? But you have to keep on working on yourself over and over again. Right? You have to resist the urge, resist the temptation, because as I said, I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself, and all that it takes is a make-up mind. I've seen persons, take years to earn a lot of money. Right? Years to earn a lot of money. And you know what happened? They lost it all in just a split of a second. On that roulette reel, on that poker table, on that baccarat table, just like that. On that fruit machine table, just like that. You have to be self-aware. You have to shift that paradigm. You have to want to change. And listen, I know what I'm saying is really touching you. I know what I'm saying is really hitting it right on the nail. Because you know that I'm right. You can relate. Guys, girls, this is a disease. Now, if you knew walk into the corner shop, you could probably die. Would you continue to walk there? Well, gambling ain't gonna kill you. But what it will do, it will lead you, it will influence you to commit suicide. Yes, that's what it will do. It will not physically kill you, but it will lead you, it will influence you down that path of suicidal thoughts. That's what it will do. Guys, I'm gonna end this video now. I'm gonna do a follow-up video. Comment below. Share this video. It is crucial. It is important. You have to change. Only person that can change you is you. Have to shift this paradigm. The paradigm has to be shifted. It is just a belief in your mind. You have to shift it. How do you shift your paradigm? By doing things over and over and over again. So what if you had a paradigm like, you don't want to talk to anyone when you see them? How do you shift it now? You do the opposite of that. So you are actually gonna go and talk to people now over and over and over again. That's how you shift it. That is how you stop. That is how you stop gambling. You do not gamble. Do not gamble. That's how you shift your paradigm. You do something else. That's how you do it. Gonna end this video now. As I said, like this video, share this video.